Here's a look at NASA with GPS, and I'm using a DJI 450 flame wheel, and I've mounted the GPS, and I've done some setup, and I've also been trying to find out some information on setting this up using the 9503, and I haven't found a whole lot of information, so I think I have this set up correctly. And if I do, wonderful, and if I don't, maybe somebody will tell me otherwise, and I am certainly open to suggestions. What I've done so far, the flight mode switch, which is on the top here, this is set up so that whenever the GPS is selected, it's all the way back or all the way down. So rule of thumb for me is switches all the way away from me is the normal startup mode for me. So my flight mode switch is all the way back. That's with the GPS on. If I move the switch forward one time, which is the center, notice GPS and attitude. So it's GPS all the way back, attitude is center, and forward is manual. Notice the M, A, and GPS. So here, those three flips, or two flips, are controlling that switch. Now, the other thing is, with this switch, I have in my radio, I have the gear, that's on the gear channel, by the way. I also have the gear channel mixed with this switch as well as the gear switch. Now, what happens whenever I throw the gear switch is it sends the model into failsafe. And to demonstrate that, if you notice right now we're GPS. If I throw my gear switch, pulling it to me, sends me into failsafe. Okay, that's just flipping the switch to flipping a switch down, which would be, in a sense, bringing the switch to me, sends it into failsafe. If I'm in auto level mode and I bring the switch down, again it sends it in failsafe. And if I'm in manual mode and I pull the switch down, it sends it into failsafe. So I can hit failsafe no matter which mode of flight I'm in, as long as the switch is down. So this would be normal flight, GPS, attitude, manual, failsafe, GPS, failsafe, attitude, failsafe, and manual, failsafe. So you can see just by flipping that switch it goes into failsafe. Okay, that is all I've done with the flight modes. Now let's go over to autopilot. Autopilot, you're going to have intelligent orientation control. That I have set up in aux2. We're using the aux2 switch. Right now all the way up is off. If I move the switch down in the center, now it's in course lock. And if I move the switch down, now it's in home lock. So this 3-position switch controls the intelligent orientation control. For testing, I set it up just for landing because I didn't want it to do some things that I wasn't ready for or sure of what was going to happen, so I set it on landing. Here was what I did. I started the model in GPS mode. I brought it up to a hover, and then real quickly I flipped the switch for failsafe and flipped it back. When I did that, the model went into failsafe mode, and you can tell that because it blinks real quickly. And by doing that, then I flipped it back, which would be up, and that took it out of failsafe, and I regained control immediately. Now the light is blinking, and it's blinking because I'm inside a metal room, and it can't get the GPS signal, so it's not able to lock onto GPS. But I wanted to demonstrate here the failsafe. So the GPS is green, auto level is yellow, and manual is no light. So that's a way you can tell whenever what mode you're in. Also, to go in failsafe, we're in GPS now because it's green. I'm going to throw failsafe. Instead of turning my transmitter off, I've got it set up on that switch, and I'm going to flip the switch, and now you can see we immediately went into failsafe. If I throw the switch back, I'm immediately back controlling the model. Because I was on landing, whenever I finally got up the courage to leave it in failsafe to see what would happen, it actually stayed hovering where it was at, but I no longer could control any direction. As long as it was in failsafe, I had no control over where it was going. But again, because I was in GPS, it held its position. It stayed in a hover for about 6 seconds and then started to land. As soon as it started to land, I flipped the switch, it immediately come out of failsafe, and I regained flight control, and I was able to control it. So I have not tested the failsafe with go to home and land feature, but I have tested it with the landing, and it worked flawlessly. One other thing, if you go and you get all your settings and you're comfortable, you like the settings, you can save them. And here's something I found out about the export. If you go up and export, you notice there's no files in here, but yet I've saved my files, and I'm not sure why this is, but I did figure out that if I went and clicked on a folder over here, I'm able to save the file. And if I click on that one, because this is my backup, and just to show you that this in fact does save it, I'm going to change this number here to 618. We're going to change it just to 6 GPS. I'll just make it GPS-6. And now if I click save, notice there's no GPS-6 in there, but if I click save, now it's going to save it. And if I want to recover those settings, then what you do is you go up here to import. Notice they're not in here, but if I click on this folder over here, you can see that it's in here, GPS-6.nasa. And if you click on that, then that would import it. And if I just click on it, see, it's going to import. So it's importing the file that I just saved. So you can mess around with it. I highly recommend that if you do save a file, give it a date. And if you save more than one file, give it a time, so that way you can always revert back to a file that was working previous, or a setup that was working previous. That's about all the information that I have. Hopefully this will be helpful to somebody like myself. Man, I would have given I'd have given my right arm to find the information that I've given you in this video, just in a place, even if it was 3 or 4 places on the internet, to help me set this thing up. So at any rate, that's the setup with the 9503 and the NASA with the GPS.